What's up, you data friends? It's Yanis here and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to go over how you can use Python and Streamlit in order to build this Streamlit app from scratch. What this app does is that it's using some data analytics and data science concepts in order to create a strategy and then suggest a few cryptocurrency trades at the end. The strategy now, if I zoom in, is that first we are going to identify Bitcoin's trend, whether it's positive or negative, using regression. Then we are going to identify the best performing EMAs for Bitcoin. Then we are going to identify the best coin in relation to Bitcoin to trade using correlation and sensitivity analysis. Then we are going to apply the best performing EMA on the best performing coin, and then we are going to suggest how you can take trades on that coin. And if we check our app quickly, just to show you what it does, there we go. So over here, we can pull data from Binance. So we get to define how many days back we want to pull data for, and then the interval. And then over here, you can see that it runs regression on Bitcoin and it identifies that the trend is positive. Over here, it identifies the best performing EMA for our time frame using velocity and efficiency metrics. Then over here, we are just plotting the top 3 EMAs and the Bitcoin price. So we can actually visualize it and get a sense of it if it's good or bad. Next, over here, we are identifying the best performing coins in relation to Bitcoin using correlation, sensitivity, and trend direction analysis. And then over here, we are using the best performing EMA, which is the 15th one, and then the best performing coin, which is Gala, in order to suggest trades. And if we zoom in, you can see that it says to us, enter over here, exit over here for profit, and exit down here for loss. And if we scroll up the top, you can see that we get the entry price, the take profit price, and the stop loss price of the best performing coin. Now, please note that this video is actually video part 2. In the first video, we went through all the Python code and we explained all the functions we need in order to make all of this work. So down here we have the first function, second function, third function, etc., etc. And then on this video, we are just going to go through how you can put all these functions together in order to create the Streamlit app. So if you want to understand how these functions work, I suggest watching the previous video. In this video, we are going to focus on building the Streamlit app. Right, and before we start this video, let me just say that if you're passionate about data analytics and data science, then please consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and enable notifications for my future videos. Right, starting from where we left it in the previous video, first we need to list all the libraries we are going to use. By the way, we are going to put everything in one cell, because later on we are going to use Visual Studio Code in order to run our app. Next, over here, you need to copy and paste your API key and secret from your Binance account. So you're going to have to go in Binance API management, create a new API, copy the key and the secret over here so we can actually pull data in your environment. Next, we are going to initialize the client over here so we can actually pull the data. Next, we have our first function, which we have explained in the previous video. This function basically takes symbol, interval, and days, and it returns data back to us. So it pulls data from Binance API. Right, next we have the calculate regression function, which we have explained in the previous video. So this function takes Bitcoin's price, it runs regression, and then it returns the slope, whether it's positive or negative. And then it also returns the Y predictions, so we can actually plot the regression line of Bitcoin. Next, we have the plot regression function, and this function basically creates this visual you see here. Next, we have the calculate price reaction velocity function and the bounce efficiency function. So as you have explained in the previous video, these two metrics gives us a good understanding if the EMA of Bitcoin is good or bad. So the velocity is basically the average velocity, so travel, that Bitcoin travels when it touches the EMA, and the efficiency is the number of significant bounces. So there's actually a threshold on this function that you have to set, and as soon as the Bitcoin price touches the EMA and then it travels back, if it passes over that threshold you are going to define, then it's going to be counted as significant, and the bounce efficiency is basically a deviation between the significant bounces and then the total bounces. Next, we have the identify best MA and EMA. It's actually just EMA, it's not MA. So this function basically looks through a lot of different EMAs of Bitcoin, and then it calculates the velocity and efficiency. It creates a combined score by adding them together, which is over here. We actually have some weights on this score. Then it returns the best performing EMA and also a data frame. And this data frame is actually this data frame you see over here. Let me zoom out so you can see all of it. Is this data frame you see over here. Next, we have the, okay, let me zoom in back again. There we go. Let's find it. What do we have next? Let's see. Identify. Yeah, we explained this one. Next, we have the calculate correlation and sensitivity. This function basically takes as input the base data frame, which is always going to be the Bitcoin data frame. The target data frame is going to be the data frame of the crypto coin we are going to loop through. And then we are going to calculate, as we said over here, the correlation, the sensitivity, and also the trend direction score. Then we are going to scale them, we are going to combine them, and then we are going to return all of these metrics so we can use later on. These metrics, by the way, are actually this table you see over here. Again, I'm going to zoom out so you can see them. You can see it's all the coins and then the correlation against Bitcoin, the sensitivity, the trend direction, and their combined score. Going back, what do we have next? Roll up. We have explained this one. Next, we have the suggested trades. So as we have explained in the previous video, we need two conditions in order to take a trade. First, we need the trend to be positive and the latest value of the coin to be above the best performing EMA. Then we are going to suggest the position, the take profit and the loss. And it's going to be exactly the opposite if the trend is negative. Our take profit now is going to be based on the high and the low of that time period. And it's going to be the 1/5, as you can see, of the variance of that period. And then the stop loss is going to be 25% of the take profit. So we're going to have a ratio of 1:4. 1 the loss, 4 is the win. Next, we have the plot candlestick with signals. So we have explained this before. What this function does, we can actually scroll up and see it. It creates, not this one, scrolling. This, yeah, there we go. It creates this plot over here with the signals and the position. In this case, we don't have a signal. That's why we don't see it. But in the actual Streamlit app, we have a signal. You see the signal over here. And this is how we are going to plot it. Right, going back, back testing. No, we don't need this. I think we are over here. Let's see. Yep, we finished this one. Right. So this is where the Streamlit app begins. So all of the functions above, we have explained them in the previous video. First, we start by setting the layout to be white and we are adding a page title. Then we have some custom CSS, which is basically the styling of our cards. So we have a color, we have borders, we have text alignment, we have the margin, padding. So all of this is basically the different styling you see in our cards. Going back. Next, we are adding a picture on the sidebar and a header. So if we see there's a picture and then there's a header settings. Next, we are adding days, interval, and a calculate button. If I go back, you can see calculate now. And in the days, you can actually type in the days. In the interval is actually a list. So if we check, you can see over here is a list, is select box, and then the days is actually a number input. Next, we are adding an image in the main page, which is this image you see over here, and a title, which is this title over here. Now, if somebody clicks the calculate button, then we are going to start running all of our functions. First, we bring the Bitcoin data over here, and then we calculate the direction or the trend of Bitcoin by running our first function. Then we are trying to find the best EMA, and then we are storing the top 3 metrics over here so we can actually visualize them later on. Next, we are defining a list of coins that we can later use in order to place trades. So for all these coins, we are going to calculate correlation, sensitivity, and trend direction, which is what we do over here. You can see we're saying for coin in coins, then fetch the data of the specific coin, then fetch the data of BTC, run correlation, sensitivity, trend direction, combine the scores together by running our function we have explained before, and then store the results in this object, and then convert this object into a data frame. Next, if Bitcoin trend is positive, identify the best coin. If it's negative, identify the best coin again. So we are going to trade a different coin if Bitcoin trend is positive, and a different coin if Bitcoin's trend is negative. That's why we have this if else over here, and we have explained this in the previous video. Next, we are going to calculate the EMA for the best performing coin, and next we are going to suggest trades on the best performing coin by running our suggest trade function. Next, we are going to store now the target price, which is basically, if I visualize it, this price to buy over here of the best performing coin over here. We are going to store the close price of Bitcoin over here, and then we are going to store the price to buy or sell of the best performing coin. Next, we are going to store the take profit over here, and if the take profit is non-existent, then we are going to set it as 0. So take profit is actually this over here. And the last thing we are storing is the stop loss, which is similar to the take profit. Next, we are splitting our page into 6 columns in order to add our cards. And these 6 columns is basically the 6 cards you see over here. The first card, as we said, is going to be the Bitcoin price, then it's going to be the Bitcoin trend, then the best coin, then the price to sell, the take profit, and the stop loss over here. As you can see, I am also passing the class of the custom CSS we created at the top. So this one, for example, has a class of ST card. So if we go up in our CSS, which is this one over here, you can see is ST card is going to use these settings over here. For the dot yellow one is going to use these settings, dot green is going to use these settings, etc, etc. Next, I have our section 1 over here, and it's separated into 3 columns. First, we have the plot regression, which is the plot regression you see here. Then we have the data frame with the top EMAs, which is, where is it? This one over here. And next we have the plot candlestick with signals function, which basically creates this candlestick chart you see over here with the top 3 best performing EMAs. Going back, we have our next section now. And in the next section, we are going to split it into 2 columns. On the left hand side, we want to see the results DF that has all the coins and then their metrics against Bitcoin, which is this one over here. And then on the right hand side, we have our plot with the suggested position. So you can see it over here, and we also have with suggested position. Right, in order to run this now, we're going to need to use Visual Studio Code. So what we are going to do is that we are going to select everything, copy this, and then paste it in a new Python file. Over here, I'm going to paste it in. Next, I'm going to rename this as correlation v2, for example. Click rename, and then I need to do another save. Next, I'm going to find the file and copy and paste it in the source folder that I have all of my pictures. So everything is going to work fine. In my case, it goes into C, users, here, and it should be here. Let's see. Yep. I'm going to cut this and I'm going to paste it over. Where is it? Here. Now I need to open this using Visual Studio Code. However, I already have it open. Is this one over here? Let me get it up. In my case, it's this one over here. And then, no, actually, it's not this one. Let's check. That's the EMA. It's actually this one. Sorry, this one over here. I need to do File, Open Folder. I'm going to select the folder. This one, yes. And now I'm going to select the file, which is this one over here, correlation v2. There we go. Now I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to copy and paste my API key and secret. There we go. I have pasted everything in. And then next over here, I need to say Streamlit run and then the name of the file in order to make it work. So I'm just going to copy the name. I'm going to paste it here so I have it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open a new command prompt. I'm going to paste this in, click enter, Streamlit run the name of the file. This is going to open a new tab on your browser, and there we go. I'm going to zoom out now, so make it 100, and then I'm going to select 2 days and then 15 minutes, click run, and let's see if this works. The reason it's taking time, by the way, is because we have a lot of cryptos to loop through. So if you want to make this faster, you can actually adjust this list and reduce the number of crypto pairs we have over here. There we go, it worked, so we can see best performing. However, we don't actually have a suggested trade just because the price is below the EMA. Let's try to use maybe the 1 hour, last 2 days, click calculate now. 1 hour, we have a positive trend again. However, the best performing coin is still below its 1 hour EMA. Sorry, in the best performing EMA, which is the 15 EMA. Let's try 4 hours now. In 4 hours, we should be able to get a trade. There we go. We can actually get a trade in the 4 hours. If we scroll down, Gala is still the best performing coin. We can see now the best performing EMA, which is the 15. We can set a limit order now on Gala to buy on 0.034 and then take profit on 0.035, which is over here, and then stop loss just below over here. In the next video now, I'm actually going to show you how you can backtest this strategy, which is this Streamlit app over here. So if you check at the top, I'm saying that I have 3,000 budget. And then I'm looping through a lot of different EMAs and a lot of different coins. And then I'm calculating the win percentage per EMA and then per coin in order to identify the best performing coin and EMA, assuming we were to take the trades. So it's basically back testing our strategy. And over here, I have with greens all the profitable ones and then red all the ones we have lost. And then down here, I have all the details, assuming we were going to take those trades. And as you can see, the strategy can be profitable, assuming you select the right EMA and the right coin. However, again, I'm not suggesting you should take any trades based on this analysis. I'm just giving you a few tools and examples in order to experiment yourself by using data analytics and data science and then crypto analysis. Right. So this is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and you've gained enough value out of it. If you feel like you did, I would really appreciate it if you click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and enable notifications for my future videos.